I just fell out of the tree. I just climbed to the very top of that tree. No, not the very top, but like high up in that tree. And then I just fell out like right at the very bottom. Oh, I just fell like flat on my back, bum in the air. That was such a fun tree to climb. I just shimmied up this little skinny snake-like branch. And then there was like two thick branches at the top, and I climbed up both of them and just perched up there. Oh, and it felt so good. I was actually a little bit scared going up that branch because it's semi-high. You kind of can't tell from this angle, but it was a little bit shifty. And I was halfway up, and I kind of thought, well, maybe I should go down right now, but I didn't, and I went up. And it was cool because I climb trees so often that I'm not that it's not often that I'm actually scared whilst doing it, but I was kind of freaked out whilst climbing this one. And it was good to have a tree that pushed my boundaries, you know? I like thinking of the earth as a playground and everything in it as something that has potential for fun and play. And it's the lens that little kids look at the world through. So we all have access to it and we all know it. We can just become very unfamiliar with it, and it can take a little bit to get back to, but once you do, it just makes everyday life so much funner, because a tree is no longer a tree, it's a climbing friend. Some random poles that you pass in the park can be leapfrogs. Acorns can be juggling balls. Ready? I can juggle, but I don't know if I'll be able to. Oh god, now I've got to actually prove I can juggle to you guys. Ready? Okay, that was a bad one. Take two. You get the gist. I can juggle. I promise. But yeah. Anyway, what I was talking about is the art of play, the art of fun, the art of finding more freedom in your life. And it's so easy once you just let down the guards of normalcy a little bit. You can dance along the street. You can say hi to strangers. Once you get a little bit less in your head and a little bit more outwards, which takes a little bit of a process of decentering yourself as your focus in your life, because often when we're so hyper focused on ourselves, it means that we're constantly managing an image that we're projecting and a way that the people that come into our life should be viewing us. And it's such a tangle to get into in the first place, because it's not even possible. It's not possible to control how others perceive us, even if we're trying to the umpteenth degree to take care of every single part of how we dress, how we act, who we speak to, what we post online. You're still going to get people that judge you or think it's bizarre regardless, because everyone's so different that there's naturally people in the world. Everyone has people in the world that they don't understand and that they do understand. That's just a fact of life, like that they gravitate towards and that they don't gravitate towards. You're gonna have a better time with your life if you are more yourself, because the people that gravitate towards you will be gravitating towards what is authentic to you, what comes easy to you, a flow of your life and a way of being that you don't have to jump through hoops to do. And so the alternative is pleasing people who you don't fit in with to begin with. If you're acting in a way that doesn't feel right and you're constantly in the back of your mind, you're like checking yourself and having almost self-censor, then it's likely the environment you're in and the people that you're around aren't for you. And maybe you feel like they should be, and maybe you feel like those are the people that I want to impress, or those are the people I think are cool, or that I like and I want to be around. Well, but if you're having to stifle your innate playfulness, creativity, expression, then it's a no-go. It's not sustainable. It's not, that there's a mismatch is how I see it. And you're better off taking some time to get to know yourself and how you want to express in the world and what you love, and then allow that and go out there and make mistakes and be awkward and be weird and talk to that person and have them kind of fob you off. And it's okay. It's actually okay, and the world isn't going to implode. It's a misconception that people that look confident and easygoing and social and everything, that they're just innately like that, or that they're just they never get like ill treatment or like judged. They get judged just as much as everyone else. There's always going to be judgment in the world, because it's just kind of a natural thing that humans do. It's just a question of, do you want to be judged and sad and miserable because you're not showing up as yourself, or do you want to be judged and happy and fulfilled because you're expressing yourself how you want to be and you're lighting yourself up, you're filling up your cup? The judgment's going to come either way. And also, the judgment doesn't matter. The judgment, and as much as I'm saying the judgment comes, it also just like doesn't. People don't actually care that much about what you're doing. People are very focused on their own lane and themselves. Yeah, that I guess wanted to come out. A little chat about just being your authentic self. Whatever that means for you. Embrace it. I love this stick. Sometimes I just pick up an object, and by the end of my interaction with it, I'm like, you're coming home with me. It's like it feels like my wand. Wingardium Leviosa. Man, well that was intense. Anyway, I actually wanted to talk about something else, but I got on a live your life without the fear of judgment train instead, and I said bored. I said 1 ticket please. Anyway, I'm pulling over the train and we're taking a pit stop at Wild Movement Station. There we go, I've just named it that. Because what I wanted to talk about was the tremendous benefits of moving in a playful, explorative, creative, and wild manner. Movement that does away with static, repetitive, one limb focused moves. I think it's so good for your body to move like an animal again. And that's why I love having the element of play with movement, because you end up putting your body in positions that are great for it, but that we don't always get into when we're just maybe going to the gym and then just doing our routine like normal. But the kind of positions that you get in when you're a kid and your train went under the kitchen table and you have to go get it, or you're rolling around the grass with your friends, or you're just being wild and crazy and free. Your body loves that. Your body loves the weird ass movement that doesn't really make sense, but makes total sense to your natural movement patterns. If that makes sense. Oh God, I just said sense too much. Spending 15 minutes climbing a tree and seeing the weird poses that your body has to get into in order to reach that next branch, or like doing some just random movement on the beach and stretching but playing with it and jumping about and making it a bit acro and just getting weird, and then feeling how much freer and lighter your body feels afterwards. It's great. I love it, and I like to share what I love. Those are my tootsies. I'm actually in Christchurch at the moment, of all places. I spent today on a bus, and I was like, I need to get outside and I need to move around. And then I found this tree, this absolute mother, this lord of a tree. Another thing I love is an early bedtime. Call me a grandma, but give me my tea and in bed by 9 o'clock. Even earlier. I'm not averse to an 8:30. I'm really not. I love how clear and calm and ready I feel for the day when I've had a solid, restful sleep. It is like nothing else. It's better than coffee. It's better than even a perfect breakfast. Like having that clear clarity and no tired eyes and just like a rested body to take on the day. Oh, that's my kind of thing. Like that's where it's at. So yeah, I've been loving early bedtimes. What else have I been loving? I've been loving lying in the grass. Point blank. Like I'll just go sit in the grass. Sitting in the grass and not having an agenda, and then just moving about, lying down, picking up a little leaf. Basically what I'm doing right now, but sans camera and no speaking. And just observing. Actually, I was chatting to a friend that I just met, a friend of 2 days, and we were talking about just the word observe. How lovely it is to observe, just to sit and watch the world go by. And we're actually people watching at that time, just observing. It's nice, and it's underrated, and our phones make it underrated. That's another thing I've been loving. Barely any screen time. I love it, and it makes me feel so good. And I was contemplating today if I should just delete Instagram for good. And it's definitely on my mind. Definitely. I'll see where I come to with that. I've been loving handcrafted, one-of-a-kind items. Things that fit what they're made for perfectly and are made by loving, caring hands. I met a guy in a hostel, and he was making a deck of cards and designing each face of the deck, and he was like in the process of writing it all out and planning the images that he wanted to put on the different cards, and he was telling me about his ideas for it, and I found it so amazing. I was like, imagine just whipping out a deck of cards, but it's your own and you've made it. And that like the beauty of that in all things is so underrated nowadays. But I feel like we're really turning back to that. So many things nowadays are mass produced and you can't distinguish one from the other. And I feel like that, where we've seen that, that's been like the past 10 years, and I feel like it's really pushed forward this want for uniqueness and creativity and things that have soul and life. And you can tell that someone's put time and energy into it. And that's another thing I feel like with how time is our most precious commodity nowadays. Everyone is time poor, and it's such a shame because the things I'm talking to are things that take the most time, and also are the things that can be skipped over. Lying in the grass. Who needs to do that? Who needs to do that in a busy work week when you have a bunch of other deadlines and tasks and money to make and people to please and blah, blah, blah. But the way that it makes your soul feel, and I'll use the word soul, but I'm just talking to your inner world, like you, the you that you are, and the fulfillment that you feel each day. The way that it makes that part of you feel, it's priceless. It's priceless to carve out time like that for you. And then also the time that you put into those little projects that personalize things in your life and make them yours and special. And then also like giving gifts that have been handmade or handcrafted. There's so much power in that because it's the actual time and the energy you've put into it the time and the energy that everyone seems to be so depleted of nowadays. So yeah, I just feel like that's a running thread between all the things I'm mentioning. Even sleep, like that's a time thing. So many people's like, I don't even have time to sleep anymore. I've really been noticing how that's what people feel. Money, obviously money's there, money's ubiquitous in this area of topic of discussion, but time. Reclaim your time the best you can. And even, you might say to me, you have no time, but then you spend 15 minutes scrolling on your phone when that 15 minutes could have been your little grass hang. I've found that basically cutting out phone time has meant that I don't have an issue with my time. Like, my time is my own. And back when I was addicted to Reels, because it truly was an addiction, like TikTok especially, I'm talking, oh my God, I felt like I'd lie down and suddenly an hour of my life would get sucked away into a vacuum that I felt like I didn't have control of because I was that pulled into the algorithm and the need to keep scrolling. For what? Even I was on the bus today and there was a girl next to me scrolling on TikTok and like she was hunched over her phone and just like scroll multiple times. Like, I saw this out of the corner of my eye, kind of, and I was like, I just was witnessing it, and I'm saying this in the least judgmental way, but just witnessing it in a like, what are you trying to find way? You know what I mean? Like, and I see it as well because I've been there on the endless scroll. Like, what are you trying to find? What are you trying to find in the endless scroll? There's nothing that will come along that will suddenly fill the box that you're trying to fill, or that will like soothe you enough to be like, okay, that's enough time now. No, you're just going to keep overloading yourself with information that's going to make you feel even more disconnected from the present moment and your ability to actually action and do something that is proactive and is beneficial for your life. I can get intense about a topic like this, but yeah, just seeing people like scrolling away, it's like, why? When you examine the behavior, it's sad. It's sad because there's nothing in our phones for us at the end of the day. And I'm talking to my phone as I say this, and I'm a 21-year-old girl who still uses social media and still uses my phone to talk to my friends and connect with my family and all the rest. But if we use our phones wrongly, they're a real trap, and they're a siphon of all of our creative life force energy. An absolute siphon for it that goes nowhere. And they can be such a catalyst for staying in that frame of mind of like, I'll do it when this happens. It'll work out when this happens. I'll start in a week. I'll start tomorrow. Because when there's a constant place to put your attention and your energy in for that quick dopamine hit, that puts off the need for the larger cycle of dopamine, the larger, more effort intensive, more energy and time intensive project or goal or lesson or skill that you want, that's going to actually beat you down a lot. That's going to make you feel like a failure a lot and feel quite frustrated and angry because you're not getting an instant hit. When you've got your phone there as an alternative, it can be so hard to reroute to that other thing. So yeah, just something to be aware of. I try to be aware of it in my own life. How did we get here from where we were? Oh, I was talking about what I'm loving at the moment. Oh my God, I'm also loving birds. I mean, I always love birds, but this season of my life, I feel like birds are they're speaking to me, to say the least, especially finches. I had a dream the other night that there was a little finch flying around my feet, and I went to pick it up, and then my cousin's dog came and bit its head off, and its body was lying in my hands with its bloody mess everywhere. And not to just put such a downer note on the finch talk, I love finches at the moment. Oh my god, like, they're just so cute, and they're always there, and they're always curious, and they're just like hopping around, doing their little thing. I love them. And yeah, just all birds. They're so, just like observing a bird's, again, that word, observe. Observing a bird's behavior. And this probably also ties into grass time. Grass time, you just get to watch the birds. They're so peaceful to watch. Like, if you just sit and watch a bird for 2 minutes, longer as well, but 2 minutes is like a baseline of, you actually get to sense the bird's vibe. You just watch them, you're like, what are you doing? And like, what are you thinking right now? It alleviates some space in my brain. I'm like, if that bird can do something good today, I can too. If that bird's just chirping away, getting his feed, doing his thing, playing his part, singing his notes in the chorus of life, so can I. Why can't I? So birds, I'm loving birds. And trees. Like, man, I always love trees though. They'll never go away from me. For me, trees are fundamental to who I am as a person, to say the least. Ground chat over. I hope you guys enjoyed. This video was so spur of the moment. I didn't plan to film this at all. Not that I really plan any of my videos. They just kind of come when they want to come out. But yeah, I get outside, get moving like the weird funky monkey that you are. Ooh, funky monkey. I like that. Yeah, get swinging, get handstanding, get creating with your body. Get creative with it. Have some fun. Love you guys. Ready? Let's see how dirty my... Ooh, oh god. Anyway, you don't have to see that. Goodbye.